twice as hard for something you already got. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Friends are coming through the door. Wheels are spinning on the floor. We don't know what we don't know. That's the only way to grow. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. What you're looking for is in your hand. Been there all along. Pour another cup and pull a chair. Sing along. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Hey! Hey!
Good morning, HubSpot Nation. Welcome to another Orange Morning. It is Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026, here with Casey back from vacation and our Orange Wednesday guy, Zach Hussion. How you folks doing?
We're doing good.
Doing well. Did Zach, when you got recruited to be the Wednesday guest, was the orange part communicated to you already?
I already knew, the Orange Wednesday kind of theme had been going on for a while. It's just a big part of my wardrobe, to be honest with you, at this point.
So
Yeah, like orange hat is on every day. I actually went to I did a RevOps workshop for a client, new client, a couple of weeks ago, and the first day of the workshop, I walked in without my hat, and the chief revenue officer, I think, was like, "I don't even recognize you without your hat." So the next day, I put the hat on for the second day.
Branding.
Yeah, it felt a little more normal.
there you go.
Yeah. How was the trip, Casey?
It was good. We spent 2 days in Cannon Beach and then 2 days in the wine country of Oregon, and then we did Portland on either side. So yeah, it was good. It's my first time to Oregon. Very beautiful mountains, and I'm on the East Coast, and the coastline of Oregon compared to the coastline of Maryland is
A little different.
wildly different.
Okay. Well, you can tell us about those differences in a later date, because there's a bunch of updates, obviously.
So many. What happened?
Since you're gone. Luckily, they're starting to theme them together, I think, and usually the theme is around some AI element at this point. But yeah, we missed yesterday too. So since then, since Monday, we've had 17 updates, it looks like, in my portal. And I guess I should share your screen to support this communication. Yeah, customer agent. At least, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's been definitely some bunch of updates on customer agent stuff that I noticed.
Yeah.
Some pretty exciting ones too.
Yeah, like the commerce focused ones, right?
Yeah, get paid through customer agent with payment links.
I like the find invoices one. Gets me a little excited, and price books is the other one on there recently that that's not customer agent related, but that's the other one that makes me tingly.
Yeah. So let's hit the get paid through customer agent
Okay.
with payment links.
I was like, there's so many on this list that I'm feeling disoriented. Like,
Yep. We'll couple all these customer agent ones together through this lens. Customer agent can now send payment links directly inside a conversation. When a buyer signals they're ready to purchase, by asking for product details, a price, or indicating they want to buy, the agent picks the right payment link from your library and sends it in the same chat, email, or WhatsApp thread.
why does it matter? A potential buyer asks for a product, what it costs, what's included, whether it's the right fit, and by the time the conversation wraps, they've gotten their questions answered, but they haven't bought. They're left to find the right page on your site, decide which option to pick, and check out on their own. This friction can stall deals. Customer agent now closes that gap. Instead of resolving the conversation and sending the buyer off to navigate your site, the agent can capture the purchase directly in the same thread, sending the right payment links the moment the buyer is ready with the product and pricing already sorted out. The buyer doesn't have to figure out what they're buying or where to click. You don't lose the sale to friction. It also gives you a way to sell your product through agents without giving up control. You decide which payment links the agent can send, which ones should be actively offered, and which ones stay off limit, so the agent can run a meaningful slice of your GTM motion while keeping the guardrails. That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess my biggest question is kind of like the guardrails, picking the right link for the right question.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I want to buy this thing. How do I make sure that the right link gets sent? So start to look here through the kind of configuring the action. And
that's where, like, I remember our episode when you were showing off your customer agent and you're at the Wonka site.
Yeah.
It's like, if we could just adjust the framing a little bit, right? A potential buyer asks about a product, what it costs, what's included, whether it's the right fit, and they want to buy. And then it says this friction can stall deals. Don't focus on the deals, folks. Like, focus on post sales where you already know the person. You already know there's opportunity in almost every business to make this like, hey, we know who you are. Because we know who you are and we know your history and we know which product you have, we know exactly which payment links like to give you based on what you're like. So much easier than like, blue sky. Let's try and solve for anybody who might be joining our site. When most of the time, like especially in B2B, how rare is it that some organic, visit and conversation doesn't need just a little bit of conversation, right? Just to start building a relationship. So again, that means you got to do stuff post deal, like close one in HubSpot, which hopefully you are at this point, especially if you're using customer agent. But I think just be careful, like you're saying, Zach, if you like, just don't start throwing payment links everywhere thinking that it's going to increase.
Yeah. Like I could see this, like, if, you have a, 6-figure deal that you're working on, payment link probably isn't going to be part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those bigger deals, and let's just talk about, first of all, we don't need to get too in the weeds, I guess, because I know we have a lot to talk about. A lot of folks can't or have a lot of challenges using payment links because of, downstream ERP systems and how, what manages their invoices and billing there. But it's like, if you have your customer agent hooked up, and let's say that you have a service team, you have consumables, you have, like replacement parts, like things like that, where like people just say like, I know what I need, right? Or I have a pretty good idea, like just get me the damn thing because my system's down. I don't need to go through the whole rigmarole. This is a $500 consumable part. That to me sounds like a great way to start with something like this.
Yeah. So these authorized gate moments of like, we have a customer portal in HubSpot we can use. We have a customer success room we can use. We have an invoice billing, like a billing portal that's available now. And folks, that's where like you could start to have some conversations with the accounting team, with the service team, with leadership, and start to understand, hey, if somebody really likes what just happened and they're about to pay, and we know they love us, that's often a good opportunity to ask them to pay for something else that they want. And if it's like from a previous conversation, it's like, hey, I was just talking about that with Zach. Yeah, let's add that in. I don't want to have to make another PO or like go back and ask you for another quote if I can just add it in right here, right now.
Chris,
there's
I didn't
so much
realize you were such an
opportunity.
aggressive and greedy sales rep. I thought that you were a little more like, kind of laid back, like, yeah, come on, whenever you guys are ready, I'm ready,
It is.
Look at you pushing.
If I'm about to pay, I'm ready.
I'm over here.
Right. Like, yeah, no, it's that's why the relationship part is so important.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and if you know it, like a lot of times teams get in the way of themselves. It's like, oh, we got to go through this process.
Yeah.
So, right.
Oh, I can't tell you how many times I've heard someone say, oh, I got to create a whole deal and do all this stuff just for that, Well,
yeah.
Yes, you should, but.
So lots of opportunity here. Like, so the find invoices action and customer agent, like basically like taking care of somebody in a portal, like experience, like this is what we want as buyers and consumers.
Sharing the, whatever that sample screen is there.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the simplest example. I mean, I think it's a good example because it's like as simple as it could be. I think the catch-22 of this example is like, is it too scary?
Well, I think like what I was looking in there is like, where are the guardrails for that? And it looks like, you can kind of select the, for each payment link, what the specific trigger is for that. So, they probably, in their example, they just have it set up where it's like, can I buy your product, as if they only sold one product?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, all right, you take it to the next level. At least give me like 3 products to choose from. So you can show me that it'll select the right one. But this is where you would set up the trigger phrase. Like, I want to buy your, never ending gobstopper, machine versus like the lickable, printable wallpaper machine.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if they go to that level of detail, then like hit them with the link, right? Yeah. They have much more intent in those cases.
Right.
And then like, once you start to understand you can use this, you can design the rest of the conversation.
Yeah.
To try and take them and make it easy for them to say the word that you need them to say.
Yeah.
Because they likely want to say that word. They just don't know they need to say it.
A lot of folks even have like part numbers and SKUs, like more like, so it's like, I have our part number or I have your part number. I could just, you can't get more of a match based off of that. Like, here's the actual part number I need because I've ordered this, 100 times already. I don't want to talk to anybody. Just give me the damn thing, right? And this is kind of cool because also, like, it's like, think about how much work goes into, and a lot less now than it used to be, but setting up a whole e-commerce experience.
Right.
It's like, well, you don't need that whole front end built out if somebody is just like working out, if they already have familiarity. I'm not saying that you shouldn't build that stuff out too and have a portal maybe, but this is
they recently made the payment links API available so that you can build links like
anywhere
dynamically.
Yeah.
Like, and this is like one of those moments where it might make sense to do that here. I was struggling to come up with scenarios where I would want to do that, but this is exactly right in terms of like being able to link variables together at any given moment, because that often gets in the way of folks using functionality like this. Oh, we got to set up all 10,000 products and like, we got to have a conversation about that. It's like, no, I
can see some challenges though, like different, this is where, price books kind of come into play a little bit, but I'm not sure how like payment links would work with this because if I'm customer A and I have a certain kind of discount structure built in, whatever that may be, if I go to check out with your payment link, is that getting applied? Probably not today, right? So it's like it's not going to solve just like all these betas, right? They don't solve it all at once, but it's like still pretty promising to see that they're going in these directions.
Yeah. And if you can jump in here and start using the beta, the team is looking for feedback like that. Like I guarantee it, right? Because we do have discount fields in HubSpot. We have all the place for the data. It's like, can we get you as the customer to use it like for the data and have it be clean so that you can offer up a great experience like this? Find invoices is another one, right? Like you got to have invoices like in HubSpot, I would imagine, for the customer agent to be able to find it for you. Right?
This is a big one, I think. A lot. Well, it's the start of a big one, I think, because sure, you get questions. Kind of look up my last invoice or the last thing I bought, kind of a thing. But I think connecting customer
click on that one, Casey.
Connecting customer agent to your other CRM data so you can pull in like, what's the status of my order? Where's my tracking information? Where's this? I need a copy of this thing, right? It's like, or what other properties in HubSpot that I think that would come, into play more. But this is like, I think an easy one, especially if you're using HubSpot invoices, right? It's all right there. It's easy. So
yeah. And if you're out there helping people get comfy in HubSpot or trying to use HubSpot in more ways, you show this to an accounting team that's focused on collections. And like, sure, it's not going to be all the customers all of a sudden start paying you through the customer agent, but there are some that want an experience like this.
Look at it like any other, improvement project for any team, any initiative. Like, okay, if we can get 5% more, 10% more, 15% more, and then and that takes some time. But like, if you can start showing that you're, chunking away at this by, 5-10% increments over time, and as the product gets, better and more robust, it's like, well, shit, this thing has big implications there now,
Yeah.
People get so excited about this stuff. I did a broken customer agent demo. Like, so one of my other reps got in there and like changed the setting, and it like broke on me like immediately. And I was like, something's not right here. And they're like, it doesn't matter. It's still so cool that we're,
right. Yeah. And these are the kinds of use cases like it gets easier to measure AI success. Like, was the invoice paid or accessed via customer agent?
Yes.
Like those are the kinds of things that instead of focusing on time, it's like, how much more are we doing? How much more can the customer be doing?
Still sharing
like, using AI
page there too.
Right. Well, that one had the invoice on it. Like that was the difference.
That was the invoice one for that one. Sorry, I didn't see. Yeah. I thought you were on the old one.
Yeah, it's weird. The screenshots all look. I actually thought I clicked into the wrong one at first because the screenshots are all like.
Gotcha.
But like you said, they're kind of clustered.
Does it show on here though? Because it just says like, what was my most recent past invoice? So does it already? Like, how does it know who this person is who's asking? I guess like there's got to be a verification step in there or something, right?
Yeah, I'm making an assumption that you're logged in. Like there has to be, and that's where in some spots it's like
probably
give me your email address.
It's probably the cookie. Like it's probably in
theory. If you are cookied, it'll pick it up, right? But if you're not, if you're brand new, and also
right.
But yeah, I mean, like if you have, will it? Like,
well, there's a setting to ask for the email address.
Yeah,
and then if they give it to you, they can your customer agent can now update data related to them.
Right.
But also it can pull in, related objects into the conversation.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There's got to be that verification. At least give me your email, and then,
So if you haven't checked out Customer Agent yet, it's available in all hubs. You should be checking it out. Understand how it works.
Make some more updates to our Wonka example.
Yeah.
There's been a bunch of changes in there since the last time I kind of spent some time, and yeah, it's probably one of the most fun, I think, to demonstrate and start using.
It's a good time. Can call you now, can receive calls, like, and we were just talking about it in chat, like in WhatsApp and email, it can do that too, right?
All
and that's
email,
where
chat.
I guarantee your team has a templated email or some old email that you can copy with a link to do something like pay a thing in it that you could just give to the customer agent space, or maybe even Breeze. Be like, hey, I want our customer agent to be able to do this now, right? So it's there for you. What else on this list, Casey, gets your attention that we must talk about today?
Okay, you are asking me, so you're gonna have to deal with my bias.
I know.
But the selective sync for Salesforce objects is something that is a personal passion.
That's
Isn't the
where we
right
need to
word.
go. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. No, I was expecting that. I was going to bring it up if you weren't.
Well, there were a whole bunch of updates they just made on the connector there too. So it's like
Yeah.
it's supposedly going to be a lot cleaner, a lot more
Right.
reliable, just a lot more flexibility. So
You can now set filters to control which Salesforce objects sync with HubSpot, giving you the level of control you've had on the HubSpot side, now on the Salesforce side too. Selective sync works similarly to inclusion lists, but applies specifically to Salesforce objects. Set your filters, and any Salesforce object that matches will sync with HubSpot. Objects that don't match are skipped.
Why does this matter? Managing which data moves between HubSpot and Salesforce just got simpler. Customers no longer strictly need to set up integration users in Salesforce to control what data is shared with HubSpot. I want to kind of double click on that part where customers no longer strictly need to set up integration users, just because people may not know this, that like that was the workaround. You used to have a dedicated Salesforce user that was the integration user, and then you would control the sync from the Salesforce side by giving that specific integration user certain settings and access and stuff like that, which works, but is like kind of, it's a workaround. Yeah, like it just, I mean, we talk about tech debt all the time. Like, this is tech debt. This is all of those things.
Yep.
Yeah. Creating a user just to manage the sync across systems. Ooh.
I mean, it's like
we're moving on from that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like the more time that you spend on the back end of other portals, like Salesforce or Sugar or Dynamics, a lot of these tools, the more you appreciate HubSpot.
Yeah, we take a ton of granted.
Oh my God. I can't tell you how much time I spent just trying to get data in and out, just simple CSV exports, things like that. And then, just running reports to just even to get there. And you show somebody how easy it does, like it is in HubSpot. Like I've seen people just jump out of their chair, That's great.
Yeah.
This is cool.
But we know that a lot of folks, you're lucky enough to work in Salesforce and HubSpot. So thankfully the team has been upgrading this.
Yeah. But you're not as lucky as the people who get to just work in HubSpot.
Yeah, that's the truth. Notice it is currently available for custom objects and for tickets. It will be for companies and deals once I'm going to assume entire integration is upgraded to V2, or these objects are up to V2 speed.
But it's one of those things, and support for context will be released later this year. I like updates like this because it gives us a sense of where HubSpot is heading, which is, as someone that often builds a workaround and then the next day sees an update for like whatever I'm working towards, I really appreciate a peek behind the curtain, because then with this type of information, you can do things like, okay, maybe we start preparing for this, or maybe we make decisions knowing that this is coming fairly quickly.
Yep. I would ask Zach which one to pick, but I think he's going to pick Price Books. I don't know if you might.
I will pick Price Books for $800. And the other one, I just want to point out though too, like the other customer agent things here, just real quick. Customer agent status property plus default view updates and help desk. So you can there's like some new statuses that represent where a ticket stands in the customer agent to human handoff process, which is kind of neat. So there's some new statuses in there. And also personalizing your customer agent for every customer using segments is, I think, pretty cool. And also, like, you know, I've noticed, like, I'm working with more and more clients that have multiple brands in HubSpot, like 4 or 5 different brands in HubSpot, and the ability to support multiple brands with customer agent is pretty big for those teams, right? So just a couple things there. But yeah, Price Books to me is where my eyeballs keep on going back to, because I think that is really relevant to a lot of the folks that I work with in the manufacturing space. So what is it? Yeah. Price Books are now available, giving RevOps teams a centralized way to define, manage, and apply product pricing across deals and quotes. The first release focuses on enabling structured pricing setup and basic end-to-end usage within deals and quotes.
This one matters because as pricing grows more complex across segments, geographies, and deal types, managing it manually can lead to inconsistencies and errors. Price Books help standardize pricing, reduce manual efforts for sellers, and ensure deals and quotes reflect the correct prices, improving speed and accuracy across your sales process. This one is very cool. I remember a few years ago, I worked with a B2B SaaS company, and they wanted to introduce their product in India specifically. But cost of living in India is very different than the United States. So they redid their entire structure, pricing structure for India specifically. And we had to do kind of some weird workarounds and things for that. So that's the immediate example that comes to mind when I'm reading this, but I think there's a million different applications of this one.
Yeah, but like that'd be an easy one for this to solve, because I believe so. Like you would take your either existing product library and just import it into a price book, or create a fresh price book. You come up with whatever those prices are in that price book, and then you can set, conditions to apply automatically. So like if country equals India, then apply price book India, and we have that, again, a lot of clients who have different customers that get different pricing based on, volume, based on, just overall spend with the company for that year. The relationships that they have. Sometimes it's just things that they've negotiated, right? Better rates based on X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And the flexibility now to do that is huge,
Yeah. And if you're wondering,
get off the spreadsheet, get off the printout. I mean, you see it all the time. It's like literally like thumbtack to their cubicle. Here's our price list, Oh, someone just called in. Are they customer, 1, 2, 3? Yep. Looks like, yep. And then it's like, fat finger.
Yeah. It's pretty impressive, to watch the tribal knowledge work in these situations when there's and of course you're in it every day. All you're doing is processing quotes and orders. You start to build those muscles, but when the new person comes, it's impossible to train them. And this is one of those features that is hard to debate, that causes teams to just not use HubSpot at all for quoting, as an example, when
it causes tons of breakdowns,
right,
in the process.
And if you're unsure how to approach this, just like Zach mentioned, find that spreadsheet that has a different price on it for some reason. Whatever it is, that reason is a variable property in HubSpot that you can easily tie to this situation.
Right? Also, like think about version control. Price is updated, but half the team still has the old price list, on their desk or in a folder somewhere
on their desktop.
Also, it's like real easy for those price lists to just like find their way outside of the organization if they needed to, right? Versus, you kind of have some stronger governance and in line now with like one or two people who have control over your products, your pricing, your price books, and that team sets it, and then everybody else just uses it, no questions. And if you need an exception to it, then there are other things built into HubSpot for quote approvals, deal approvals, what have you, right? So yeah, this is cool. Just to know, it only supports single currency accounts only. Multi-currency account support is not included in this release.
That is a good call out.
Just in case you want to quote things in USD and rupees.
Yes. Yeah. So it seems like I'm waiting for some updates.
Good tie-in.
When are we going to be able to accept some Bitcoin here? That's all I want to know.
All right, calm down.
I'm just kidding. I'm not advocating for that.
So we're in the process of changing from Will It Workflow to Will It Breeze. That might be news to Casey and Zach.
Okay.
I'm also pretty sure that Chris put some restrictions on how many times we can spin the wheel now.
I did get scolded last week, Zach. So.
Oh, I got a message too. I said I'm going to keep doing it. So
Yeah. So we just take away the toys when that's the case.
Thanks,
no, but seriously, like Breeze, I cannot stop showing it on content right now in client calls. Like if you haven't checked it out lately, you need to. And so I'd love for you, Casey, to pull up it. I think you're in the demo portal, right?
Yeah.
Like I have not been able to recreate yours, and the team already has this feedback. Like, please let us share conversations with each other. But I want to show the image, and then I'll share my screen. So if you click on assistant.
Oh, you want the one that we did. I see.
Yeah.
So this has been driving you nuts.
Yes, because I have not been able, like, create a visual, right? And if you go to the top and show the first visual.
That's so funny to me that you've spent the last week so annoying.
Right? So this is one of those moments, and let's just tie it into AI lessons, folks. That's probably where I was going with this anyway, right? Like, same prompt, right? I did not expect this. I was super satisfied with it when it happened, but I expected some kind of data chart visualization, like this is what's going on in the CRM. Instead, apparently we've done enough brand settings for Breeze to be attracted enough to do this. And every other time I've given the same prompt, it gives me like the portal, like audit, like kind of visual.
Interesting.
And so I haven't been able to show this, but what I am showing is, if you can click out of this, like just getting teams in the habit of having the conversation. Because where we went, even though this wasn't expected, it's accurate, right? In terms of the picture makes sense. It matches the brand settings, like, right? And so once you know that the frame is good, like the context frame is good, you're like, all right, Breeze, that's cool. But I actually was looking for this thing. And that's when we started getting to, like the data visuals. And so what I'm doing right now, and what everybody, especially admins and HubSpot managers, right? Because it's a lot of people talk about how hard it is to keep up with HubSpot. Like, even if you think there's an update that you can use, how are you going to, change from the workarounds, or how are you going to even use it? Are you going to have to have conversations with the rest of the team that you aren't looking forward to, things like that? Well, now, like, you can ask Breeze. So I put in the payment links. Like, I just copied the payment link and I said, time for another update. What do you think? And then I paste it in the update.
Time for another update.
Right. My take, this is one of the more strategically interesting customer agent updates lately. And then why I think it matters. And so now I'm going to ask, how could I use it to support the Value First team? Can you share a visual that I can use to explain this to my sales and finance teams? For the people who do content with me, I probably already sound like a broken record. But what I'm asking for here, every HubSpot manager, admin needs help with this. Communicating what HubSpot is and can be and why for your organization to all the different stakeholder types. Like, I've picked sales and finance on purpose because sales are the ones like, they need to come to me, like, to get the price, right? Like, we don't have price books in place, so we can't use payment links. These are the kinds of things that get in the way of, like what you said yesterday. It takes us hours to do a quote for this $500 thing, and we're losing money every time, but we can't try these payment links, right? So even being able to take those conversations and use transcripts, bring it into Breeze and say, help me explain this. There's opportunity for every single HubSpot operator right now, right? So I get this, kind of plain Jane, but then look at this visual explainer for sales and finance, right? Gives me a mermaid diagram. I still can't read it very well. So can you make a diagram vertical?
These charts are still, I know this is like 2 weeks old now, but like the fact that Breeze is making charts like this is still really amazing.
Do you think that it's because Breeze is built on GPT, and GPT recently made a whole bunch of updates with image generation capabilities and does that like a lot better than it used to, and now it's like HubSpot benefits from those things?
Probably. Chris would know.
I think, and I'm talking to that team later today, because a big part of this is understanding, okay, is it driving any value? Like, I can't just go in, Chris, and just talk to Breeze Assistant and just have conversations like I got a job to do, like
Right.
kind of thing, right? So we're talking about like, how can they, like, what kind of goals are we setting and what kind of output and measurements can we start doing? But I think it's related to, like, one of the big updates was reasoning. I'm calling it reasoning. They said Breeze can ask clarifying questions, probably better for the lay user to understand. But that told me that there's like, okay, there's an upgrade somewhere that allows Breeze to think a little bit. And then this visual canvas, right? But notice that, like, when I asked for the vertical, it was done in less than 10 seconds. And I think that's more, the team must be plugging in or kind of building skills into the assistant that it's like, hey, diagram equals mermaid. This is how mermaid works.
Yeah,
right?
make it faster.
Right?
Because that's always been one of the I think one of the things that, when you look at HubSpot in general as a platform, the value is that, all the data is connected and you have all the context. So when you ask these questions, you get really good results, assuming all the data is there. But it historically hasn't been as fast as, GPT or Claude or, some of these other point solutions that are out there. But what I'm noticing here is that it's gotten a lot faster. Like it's a lot faster than it used to be. And which to me would mean that like if it's faster and more accurate, then you're going to get more adoption and people are going to want to use it more. It's going to add more value. It's only going to get better and better.
Yeah. And maybe it's not perfect out of the gate, but having conversations like this will help Breeze learn about the business, will help your team learn about what Breeze can do. You can copy this markdown, take it into the LLM if you want, and like fine tune it. But this is the kind of thing that gets in the way of sales or marketing or the admin talking to finance about, can we be approved to use payment links? Because it's like, all right, they're going to want to see a visual and I'm going to have to sit down with the team. And like, meanwhile, we've already done so much work to implement process into HubSpot that Breeze can understand now what the objects are. Like I've done some data model deep dives. Tell me what you understand about this business and how, like, map out all the processes. It's nuts. It really is. Right. And again, whether it's 50% accurate or 80% accurate, most people are starting from zero. This is a big pain point and need throughout the space, is to be able to map your stuff, right, and document it. And you have all of the data and transcripts with your team that can help, rapidly improve your documentation set, and then you can save it in a knowledge base. And then your team has, like, I think still the hardest part for everybody is, can you get your team to adjust their behavior to know that they should ask Breeze more often, right?
Chris, can you just right click on that picture and save it? Yeah, cool. Nice.
That we can. Right. So, I mean, and reading this, I'm not going to read through all. It's really good. It's good. Like,
I'm running it through my portal right now, that prompt that you were just talking about.
Yeah.
To see what it pulls out for me in the Hush
form. And so I think a key, like, and just have fun. Like, how, I guess I'm a nerd, but like, just start asking it for visuals about anything and your mind will be blown, right? Like, but these are the kinds of things, like, nobody's reading a 50-page manual about how HubSpot processes work.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just thinking about it in terms of, like, one of the things that we do is this, process mapping and process documentation for clients, as we're going through and figuring out current state and putting together the future state, but also, like, ongoing as we make changes, like, we want to have this working document of, like, this is the process. And, when we get into a portal and it's brand new, what a great resource to just be like, hey, help me understand what's going on in this portal so I can start mapping it out, so I can start, right? For auditing and stuff. So the prompt just finished for me, and wow, what they know about Hush, ICP market position, operational philosophy, the HubSpot process map, how your portal appears to operate today, like the operating flow, signals that support that, lead management, pre-opportunity qualification, sales pipeline, revenue process.
It's good stuff.
It's good stuff, man. And it pulled a bunch of reports in here too for me.
Yeah. As we wrap, my favorite moment yesterday was on the way to giving me the report about the data model. Breeze was like, oh, this is not just a sales and CRM implementation of HubSpot. This is using everything. I was like, yes.
Sure is.
Now I can trust Breeze. That's like the one thing. Like, before that, like a month ago, I could not do that. So everything was based on, like, sales and marketing CRM, right? But now it can clearly see the whole portal, can think a little bit, and you guys got to get in there and check it out. Thanks so much, folks. We're done for today.
Thanks for having us.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.